everybody, it's Dr. Joe and the pups, and today I'm going to show you 7 basic Swiss ball exercises. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. Before we start, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure and click on the button down there. So the first one, well, before I start, you want to make sure that your knees and your hips are at about a 90-degree angle. So your feet can be flat, but your knees aren't pushing way up into your chest area. So you want to feel comfortable. You don't want to barely be touching with your toes, and you don't want to be down like that. So you want to be nice and upright, 90 almost, hips 90 almost, just about. It doesn't have to be exact. So the first one is going to be a pelvic tilt. When you're doing these motions on the Swiss ball, even just sitting on it is going to kind of work your core. So make sure that your upper body is nice and upright and not really moving a whole lot. With a pelvic tilt, you're just going to kind of roll forward a little bit and back. But my upper body isn't moving. I'm really doing all the motion at my pelvis. So I'm not doing this. I'm just moving that ball with my hips and my pelvis. So just kind of rocking back and forth. You should really feel it in those lower pelvic and core muscles, and just doing a nice, smooth, continuous motion. But again, that upper body should stay pretty still. It's not moving a whole lot. The movement is down below in your hips. So I would just start off with maybe 10 to 15 of these. The big thing with a Swiss ball or a therapy ball, stability ball, whatever you want to call it, it feels easy while you're doing it, but a lot of times you end up being really sore afterwards. So I wouldn't start off with a lot. Like I said, probably just 10 of each the first time, and then you can build up from there. So the second one is going to be a lateral tilt. So still all the same concept. You want that upper body to stay pretty still, but now you're just going to go side to side. So again, you're not rocking your whole body. This part is staying still, and my hips are just moving side to side. So like Shakira, the hips don't lie, going side to side. So after you do that one, about 10 times each way, now you're going to do circles, hip circles. So again, same concept. I'm not moving my whole body, making lots of noises, but just at your hips, almost like a hula hoop. You're taking the hula hoop and going around. So I would just do 10 one way and then reverse it and do 10 the other way. So again, just really kind of getting that motion in there, but keeping that upper body pretty still, so you're having to work those core and pelvic muscles to get everything moving. So now you're going to start using your legs a little bit. The big thing with these is once you start moving your legs, it makes it harder to balance. So if you feel like you're already a little bit unsteady on the ball, I always say either have somebody hold on to the ball for you, push it up against a wall so it's a little more stable, or just hold on to the ball with your hands. Sometimes that makes it a little more stable too. Eventually you just want maybe your hands in your lap or somewhere on the side. But if you feel a little unsteady, I'd kind of hold on to it, but I'd actually probably start off with it against the wall if I don't feel super comfortable. So this time you want to kind of go in slow motion. So it's not about how high you lift your leg, it's just about the control that you're doing. So this is just a simple march where you're lifting up your foot. See, I'm only going maybe an inch off the floor, but going really slow with it. So trying to control, you can see maybe it's moving around a little bit, but I'm trying to keep that good posture, and just by taking up one foot, it makes that surface less and more unstable. So it just makes your core have to work harder so you don't fly off the ball. And sometimes it does move around, so that's why you need to be really careful when you're first doing this until you kind of get it down. So again, maybe 10, 5 on each side to start off with, but hold the foot up for maybe 3 to 5 seconds just to get that balance. And you can see that my body's working to keep me from falling. So you don't have to be super still. You just want to try and be upright while you're doing it. So then the next one is going to be a kicking out, like a leg extension, or we call it a long arc quad. So still same concept where now you're picking up a foot. So it's a smaller surface, it makes it harder to be more stable and balanced. So make sure that, if you need to hold on or be against a wall, you can. Keep that body nice and upright. And now you're just going to kick your leg out and slowly come back in. So see how I'm going slow? I'm not going fast. I'm really trying to control this movement. And you see how I'm trying to keep my balance there. And so this is sometimes when that ball does get away from you, but you're really trying to control it. If you go fast, it's kind of easy to do. So you want to go slow so you're making your muscles do the work instead of momentum doing the work. So same thing. Maybe just start with 5 on each side. If you're feeling pretty good, 10 on each side. But the first couple times you do it, that's all I would do. I wouldn't do anything more than that. So these last two are going to be a little bit harder than the other ones. You might not quite be ready for them yet, but I do want to show them because they're still a little bit on the basic side. So this time we're going to go back into the marching with the legs, but this time we're going to add some arm components to it as well. So we're going to be lifting the opposite arm with the opposite knee. So you don't have to go high. The technique of the arm movement isn't really important. If you want to kind of bend your arm and come up, you can. If you want to keep it straight and come up, you can. But now it's just putting some combination moves in there with it. So as I lift my left foot, I'm going to bring my right arm up. So I don't have to go high with it. I don't have to come all the way up. I'm just again making an unstable environment. So I'm having to use my core, my pelvic muscles, my trunk muscles to do all the work. So just kind of that marching motion, opposite arm, opposite leg. If you can do that pretty easily, then you're going to go to same side. So left arm, left leg, right arm, right leg. And so this one really is harder than it sounds. So again, make sure you're in a good environment. If you need that extra stability, do that, or have somebody hold on to the ball or be close to you in case you wobble off a little bit. So this time you're just doing the same. So it's almost like a string is attached to your arm and your leg. And so as your arm goes up, it's pulling that leg up. So again, you see, I'm not straightening my arm all the way up. I'm not bringing my knee all the way up. It's more about making that unbalanced, unstable surface. So you have to make those muscles work. So again, maybe with those, 5 on each side, maybe even 3 on each side just to start off with. So there you have it. Those were your 7 basic Swiss ball exercises. So if you'd like to help support my channel, make sure and click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the link down here. And remember, be safe, don't fall off that Swiss ball. Have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.